Yeah, there are no words to describe how we are feeling. It's been a long journey. We're ready to kill it. Yeah, get on the pitch and play. We have a really good support network. There's a really strong vibe of caring and loving each other, which is a great culture, and we see that very clearly on the pitch as well.
A massive welcome to everyone watching from across Australia and even across the world. It is an absolute pleasure to be bringing you this IFCPF Women's World Cup game. It's a historic day, as it's the first time this team has competed under the ParaMatildas banner. To take you through the team now, we'll start with number 10, your captain, Georgia Bykoff. Number 7, Eloise Northam. Number 6, the starting goalkeeper for today, Caitlin Smith. Number 3, Talia Blanchard. And number 5, Lainey Harrison. On the bench, so you can see the starting lineup there. On the bench for your ParaMatildas, we have number 1, Holly Saunders, number 2, Nicole Christodoulou, number 4, Charlize Tran, number 8, Matilda Mason, and number 9, Ray Anderson. Now, it is a historic occasion today, but with us on the broadcast today is a man who is no stranger to debuting against the Netherlands. We have Pararoo's legend, Chris Pyne. Chris, can you talk us through what the girls might be feeling right now?
Oh, listen, there's a little bit of absolute untapped fear, and I mean it's been such a long journey for the girls, and to finally make it to be on the stage and to have the honour. And I do count this a massive honour to be able to call this game their first ever ParaMatildas game. It's ParaMatildas game. It's quite a moment. So I reckon I'm about as nervous as they are, Taryn.
Absolutely. For those unfamiliar, the ParaMatildas are your Australian national team for players with cerebral palsy, acquired brain injury, or symptoms of stroke. With us also on the broadcast is former Matilda Di Alagich. Di, what are you most looking forward to today?
Oh, look, I've got a tear in my eye just seeing these girls walk onto this field. It's absolutely amazing. It's history. I'm so excited to just watch them play. I cannot wait to watch these girls in the green and gold.
It's such a fantastic moment as we get ready to kick off. The ParaMatildas in the green and gold, going from right to left on your screen, and the Netherlands from left to right. The Netherlands with Kickoff. The referee ready to blow the whistle and get us underway. And here we are in a historic occasion for Australia and for CP football in general. And well cleared by Caitlin Smith. Now, CP women's football is 5-a-side. So you'll see it's a slightly smaller pitch than what we're used to in the men's format of the game, which is 7-a-side. You'll see possibly one of the rule changes here, although that's a throw. So that Georgia Bykoff with the shot and just saved. So the ParaMatildas will have their first set piece. And to the edge of the box, but cleared away by the Dutch. Australia looking to recycle possession now. And out of play.
In there.
You can see the ParaMatildas have come out of the blocks pretty hard here. They're looking to press high and win the ball back. So is that a shot from the ParaMatildas there? It must have just gone wide. Unlucky there, putting heaps of early pressure on at the beginning of the game. Di, what have you seen so far? Now, as the ParaMatildas have a corner, but cleared away. Chris, what have you seen from the ParaMatildas so far? As a shot, and it's a goal! That's a historic first goal for our ParaMatildas. What a lovely, lovely finish from the edge of the box. And you can see how much that means to the girls. Chris, talk us through that. Talk us through that moment right there.
Oh, if the internet wasn't glitching all over the place, I would have got a better view of that. It looked to be a straight shot, maybe a cutback straight to the top of the box, and then just driven home. I think Georgia, I think it was, but I can't be too certain.
Yes, it was Georgia Bykoff, your captain number 10, Newcastle local. The coach did say before the tournament that she had that in her, an absolute belter of a shot. Di, how did you see that one?
Oh, I actually missed that one too with the internet issues. So I came right back in to see it in the back of the net.
Oh my goodness, but we're breaking again, the Paratillies, and we've scored again. 2-0. What an incredible start. That was Georgia Bykoff once more with a quick fire double in the first 3 minutes of their very first World Cup. I don't think things can get too much better than that. Georgia Bykoff. Wow, that is unbelievable. As the Netherlands get play started again, it's going to be very difficult for them to come back now, Chris.
Oh, unbelievable. What a start. What a start. Oh. The
both of those goals.
Keeper looks a bit on edge there, if I'm honest.
Well, if there's anything to get a player slightly on edge, it's probably conceding 2 early goals like that. That is an incredible start. Yeah, both goals just from the edge of the area. Georgia Bykoff now, she's on the ball again here. Will she look to pull the trigger again? No. Unfortunately, out of play. Now, she does normally play as a defender or a midfielder, Bykoff, but is one of the ParaMatildas' big scoring threats. Di, you played as a defender in your career. How does it feel as a more defensive player to get on the scoreboard?
Oh, it's incredible. It's I scored a couple of goals, but they're only sort of toe pokes or shinnies. So yeah, it's amazing to get on the scoreboard, and for the first game ever at the World Cup, amazing. She will be buzzing.
Amazing. Now, Chris, in this situation, 2-0 up really early on, do the ParaMatildas push for more, or do we look to try and maintain the lead, maintain the clean sheet?
Well, listen,
As
it's
we
all
break
about reading
again
the game.
here.
Oh,
That's another finish. Oh, that is unbelievable. The ParaMatildas 3-0 up. Another goal. Who saw that coming? Oh my goodness. Now, they went into this tournament wanting to win and wanting to be the number one Australian national team. Now, after 5.5 minutes on the clock, they are proving that could very well be the case. Chris, you look stunned.
I'm not stunned as I've been in previous games. I am absolutely buzzing. This is fantastic from the girls. They're all over these Dutchies. Honestly, the Dutch seem to be really pushing into the midfield, and when they miss those balls and those through balls that we've just got, we just seem to be attacking with two and sometimes even three. And for a five-a-side game, that's just crazy talk, Taryn.
That is unbelievable. It looks like a long throw set piece here. And is that another? Headed home, 4-0. Well, if you hadn't heard of the ParaMatildas before tonight, I think you certainly have now. 4-0, a headed finish. That is a perfect hat-trick for Georgia Bykoff. Left foot, right foot, and now a header from a long throw into the back of the net. Australia are now 4-0 up, and they're looking for more. Another long throw here. Is that another? That is another headed finish. Wow. 5-0. I can barely keep up.
It seems like every time I get the ball forward, it seems to be goal time. If I were the Dutch now, I would really look to consolidate just a little bit of possession. Tiny little bit.
Do.
Go, Taryn.
They do need to just calm down a little bit, the Dutch here. I think they've been struck by the same storm that we've seen from the ParaMatildas, and they're advancing again, our girls. Di, can you find the words to describe what we're seeing?
I can't, but the pitch is so there's no width at all. So the Dutch, they need to stop the ParaMatildas coming through the middle of the field, but I don't want them to. This is amazing.
Absolutely. As an Australian broadcast, we are loving this as Smith, the goalkeeper, hits it forward. But unfortunately, this time, for possibly the first time in the game, the cross was unable to meet a target in the box. Although the ParaMatildas have another set piece, another opportunity to put the ball on the head of Georgia Bykoff.
Looking for a quality whipped corner here. Oh no, goes short.
Short and a long kick. And it's just missed the goal. Went for an absolute worldie there. I think that may have been the goalkeeper, Caitlin Smith, going for that. She has a futsal background, Caitlin Smith, but does have a big kick on her and is known for scoring the occasional goal from back there. So well worth a try. A reminder then that the ParaMatildas, after less than 10 minutes, are 5 goals up against the Netherlands. An unbelievable first performance at the IFCPF Women's World Cup. What a way to announce yourself on the world stage.
Certainly wasn't like this for the Pararoos in our first match, I'll give you the tip. But we're just out muscling them at the moment. Kickoff's just all over them. Northam's doing much the same. Using the body really
Northam,
smart.
she's playing out of her skin, isn't she? And her throw-ins, what a weapon.
Yeah.
Eloise Northam, you can see her running up the left there. Apologies, it looks like it is Northam with the captain's armband, not Kickoff. So you can see the way that the ParaMatildas have set up. They're really not giving any room at all. The Netherlands aren't able to get out from these throws at all at the moment. The ParaMatildas just have them completely boxed in, and when they win the ball back, they're able to very easily break. And another long throw here down the line sees Australia in possession, but unfortunately loses out that time. Now, Di, how can we see this game change? What do the Netherlands need to do? What needs to occur to stem this tide? As we can see the players go off for a drinks break there.
Di seems to have dropped out, but what the Dutch needs is I can see us not changing at all. I can see the Dutch changing a whole bunch of players. They haven't got any rhythm out there. They're all over the shop, and they're not really stringing 2 and 3 passes together, and we're just absolutely bossing them in the middle of the park. So I think they'll be looking to their bench within. It's got to be within the first 5 minutes of this after this drinks break, I reckon.
Yeah, 100%. And I'm sure the Dutch coaching team will be looking to make some changes, perhaps personnel-wise, but also perhaps to the way that they're playing. The Australian midfield is just proving very difficult to pass through at the moment and almost impossible to play through. Every single time they're pressing high, they're pressing hard, they're able to get the ball forward, either to Kickoff or through Eloise Northam down the left-hand side. And they're able to get shots on goal, and you can see that really clearly.
Yeah, and I think, Taryn, the girls have recognised that we are on top of them, and they're playing very direct, and we're getting a lot of joy playing that way. So it's good to see the girls recognising what's happening and how we're getting that benefit of that direct play.
Bit of an unsung hero in Lainey Harrison up front. She hasn't got a head amongst the goals yet, but just in the way that she's playing that pestering role of whenever they get possession, there's always someone there, and whenever they look to pass back and hold possession, there's always someone there. She's putting in a really good shift for the ParaMatildas now.
Absolutely, you can see her you can see her in the box now as it looks like Kickoff makes that run through, and well saved this time by the Dutch goalkeeper. As you were saying, Chris, you can see Lainey Harrison in the box there awaiting that cross. It does look like there might be an issue here for the Dutch goalkeeper.
I think she's put a body on the line there, Taryn, and I think she might have come off a bit worse. She seemed to get hit by that ball and take a few steps back like someone being hit by Mike Tyson, and it doesn't look good for her going forward, really.
Absolutely.
She's
we
been
hope
incredibly
she's
brave
okay.
in goals, hasn't she, tonight?
She certainly has. It's a good feeling when you're in a game like this. It's a good feeling when you just know that your opposition is not perhaps not as strong, but certainly when you've outplayed them tactically, physically, and now mentally, and just looking for more goals, really.
Absolutely. Looks like the Dutch goalkeeper is up and ready to play. That's Kickoff on the edge of the area once more. This time unable to get a shot off. Can she get a second bite? And well defended this time by the Dutch and out for a throw-in.
I think Eloise was wanting a little slip pass back there to get a shot on goal.
So unfortunately, didn't come this time. If you're just tuning in to the stream, your eyes do not deceive you. That is not a glitch. Australia are 5-0 up against the Netherlands as they break again. Is this going to be another goal? Yes, it is. And that is the very well-deserved goal from Lainey
look at that goal
Harrison.
celebration.
That is a absolutely wonderful goal celebration there from the girls to make it 6-0 against the Netherlands.
Oh, Laney, absolutely take a bow. Made the right run. The ball was played and just finished it off with an absolute with aplomb there. Lainey Harrison, she first started with CPA. I started coaching her many years back, and as we push forward here, and she might have thought about a career with the athletics side of disabled sport, but she was always a footballer, Di. When you see a footballer, Di, you know a footballer. And Taryn, I'm sure that everything. Whew.
That was a fantastic shot there from Netherlands. The first time they've really had any kind of attacking impetus in this game, and a wonderful save from goalkeeper Caitlin Smith, known by her teammates as a brick wall, and she's shown why just there. Fantastic save.
Wow.
Australia breaking down that right-hand side, and a shot, just wide past the far post there. Almost Australia's 7th.
And I love these positions that Lainey's getting herself into. Really, really nice little positions there.
Oh, that was another shot there. I believe that was Kickoff making the late run into the box from a free kick, but was unfortunately unable to score that time. You see Harrison again just pressing really high and making sure that the Netherlands defence is just unable to put those passes together. Another throw, fighting for the ball on the edge of the area. And this will be another opportunity for Australia to recycle some possession. These long throws have been an absolute weapon today, Di. As the Netherlands clear the ball from their box once more. And Australia will have another opportunity for a long throw.
Certainly been
It's
putting the
Eloise
hurt on
Northam.
Taryn.
As Bykoff crosses it across the goal, and unfortunately Harrison that time heads it wide.
Maybe could have taken a touch there, Harrison.
Absolutely, and we're seeing time and time again here, Australia just using these throw-ins to their advantage. That's Eloise Northam again with the ball. There were pause in play here.
Yeah, I wonder if it's something that Kelly's been working on with these throw-ins. Obviously, a really good tactic that we can use throughout this tournament.
It's very it's a very potent weapon to use. That the Pararoos use quite well with David Barber's long throws, the captain, and it must be a captain thing, and it must be blonde hair, because David Barber used to have flowing locks, but my word, there have been some throws that have some distance on them by Eloise Northam. Absolutely fantastic, great to watch.
Absolutely, as we have a little bit of a break in play here. It looks unfortunately like the Netherlands number 5, Bolu Arite, has unfortunately picked up some sort of injury there. So we'll just have a small break in play. Hopefully she will be okay. Now, Chris, I wanted to ask you about these throw-ins in CP football, because there is an option in CP football where you can choose to throw the ball in, as our ParaMatildas have been doing, or you can choose to roll the ball in. How is that used tactically throughout the games?
Well, as you can see, if you have that weapon in your side, which the ParaMatildas clearly do, then it becomes an almost crucial weapon, because not only it's almost like a second corner. So if it can be delivered into dangerous positions in the box, then that can be used at any time. It can really get you a lot of distance coming out of defense as well. So you can use it for attack and defense. It's a potent weapon.
Fantastic. As unfortunately it looks like number 5, Bolu Arite, will have to leave the field of play. We do hope she does make a quick recovery. Now,
the goals.
we'll look to get play underway again shortly. Australia 6-0 up in their first ever World Cup game against the Netherlands. Still the first half here.
You don't like to see that, Taryn, but yeah, we're best wishes and hope she gets hope for a speedy recovery.
Absolutely, as there's a turnover in play here, but the Netherlands unable to capitalise. Excellent goalkeeping again there from Smith. And that's fantastic pressure again from Harrison. She's won the ball back there. And it's gone out for another ParaMatildas throw. Another long throw into the box. Oh, Bykoff with some skill there. Oh, my goodness. Di, how would you describe that?
Oh, I love that little flick on. An old coach of ours, Tom Samani, he used to love little flick it on, keep the ball moving.
That was almost a absolutely unbelievable goal. Unfortunately, just went high and wide for Bykoff. But that was an unbelievable piece of skill there from the ParaMatildas number 10. as we get ready for another free kick. Already seen 2 headers scored so far today. Oh my goodness. What a free kick from beyond the halfway line. That has been sent into the top corner of the goal for the ParaMatildas' 7th. That was unbelievable, Chris.
Well, Eloise Northern, take a bow. She's put that one where the spiders live. That has absolutely nailed the top corner.
Eloise Northam, she's had a phenomenal game so far. She's been ever present down that left-hand side, causing the Netherlands all sorts of problems. I think that one for the personal highlight reel right there is more than what she deserved. Actually, forgive us, in fact, we've just been informed that it was, in fact, the goalkeeper, Caitlin Smith, who scored that free kick from beyond halfway. That is a remarkable effort for anyone, but for the goalkeeper to step up, to have the confidence to score a goal like that in the first half of the game, looks like that was a call for handball against the Netherlands striker there. Well, goal scorer Caitlin Smith with the ball at her feet.
That's got me buggered, Taryn. She has just drilled that.
Well, she doesn't try again this time, threads it through, but the ball goes out off Kickoff, and for a corner, the referee has ruled. Well, you don't see that very often, a goalkeeper goal.
No, you
I
don't.
think it's fair to say the dream of many goalkeepers as the corner comes in and is cleared for one more corner.
But they're just playing really smart football here, Taryn. You know, they realise that it is 5-a-side and they are on a smaller pitch, so they can do things like that. They can utilise that. If you've got to play with a cannon, then just let it rip.
Absolutely, and they've been putting that philosophy to good measure so far this half. Not long to go now in this half of play. But Australia are not showing any signs of letting up whatsoever, although the Dutch have a break here. And very well marshalled out of play there. So you can see the rolling throw used by the Netherlands there, but was able to be cleared by Australia. As we approach the halftime break, just a reminder that if you've missed any of the 7 goals, we'll have replays of all of them for you at halftime. As Northam lines a shot up. Can Harrison get on the end of it? The goalkeeper collects. Australia hunting for an 8th here. Absolutely not letting up here. Kickoff putting the pressure on. And that is the half-time whistle in Spain. The ParaMatildas, in their first ever IFCPF World Cup game, are beating the Netherlands 7-0 at halftime. Your eyes do not deceive you. There is no glitch in the stream. 7-0. We will have all of them for you at halftime. Chris, how did you see that half? You must be ecstatic.
Oh, it's just you have to pinch yourself in these moments. You know that you when you have all this unknown about other teams, and because everyone is an unknown, there wouldn't have been anyone having a previous tournament or anything. This is the first. This is the first ever CP Women's World Cup. It's and to come out there and just absolutely dominate your opponents and absolutely mentally break them down with a 7-0 deficit at halftime. They're not coming back from that. They didn't show anything in that half to say that they're coming back from that. We're going to need some big changes from the Netherlands. Lots of soul searching to be done at half time here, Taryn.
Absolutely. The Netherlands are going to need to look to control the ball a little bit more. You can see the replays of the goals there. That first goal from Georgia Bykoff. The first goal of her perfect hat-trick, in fact. So again, these goals are examples of the Matildas just managing to break through the lines and able to score from outside the box. Chris, can you see the Netherlands getting anything out of this game? Unfortunately, we are having some technical issues today on the stream, but that's okay. We've got Chris back. Chris, just watching. Oh, Chris is gone again. It is indeed true that while we are having technical issues on the stream, the Matildas certainly are not having any technical issues on the pitch whatsoever, as you can see from these goals. Now I think Chris is back with us. Now, Chris, are you back with us? Hello and welcome back to Salute in Spain, where the ParaMatildas are currently winning 7-0 in their first ever World Cup game. And now they are winning 8-0. What an incredible beginning there from our ParaMatildas. Now, if you're just tuning in, that is a very good indication of how the game has gone so far. That is Georgia Bykoff with, I believe, her 5th goal of the game, many of them coming from that sort of distance. That is remarkable. Di, how have you seen the game so far? Looks like Di is unfortunately having some technical issues. We'll throw over to Chris.
Yeah, it's status quo, isn't it, for the ParaMatildas, Taryn? We had a slight a slight break for 15 minutes of half time, and then we've just sort of started again. There's a couple of warning signs here for the ParaMatildas, so, when they're playing out of the back, because there's quite a bit of pressure coming from the Dutch. So I think we've had the Dutch have seen maybe a weakness in the ParaMatildas side. So we'll see if that comes to fruition. No, it doesn't.
And that is another goal for the ParaMatildas. 9-0 now. Unbelievable. Well, I was going to make a comment about the substitutions that had been made at half time, but it seems like these girls are leaving us with very little time to discuss anything but the goals they are scoring. At halftime, we did see Lainey Harrison, who was playing as the central striker, come off the field, and Sydney local Nicole Christodoulou come on the field, the Fairfield High food tech teacher. But these girls are just not leaving us very much time to discuss any of that because they keep scoring goals. Di, are you back with us now? Talk us through that.
I am back with you guys, but I do have a blank screen, so.
That is okay. Technology, am I right? We are struggling a little bit here. Unlike the ParaMatildas on the field, who are not struggling whatsoever. 9-0, your eyes do not deceive you. That's 2 goals scored early in the second half.
Just on the substitution of Nicole Christodoulou, it brings me lots of joy to see Nicole out there. If you know anything about her backstory, it's absolutely amazing to know what she's overcome and to know what it means to be out there playing for the ParaMatildas. It's just, this sport can change lives, and she's a perfect example of that.
And just on that, Chris, she wanted to give the Fairfield High School a big shout out. So if you're watching, she wanted to say g'day to all Fairfield High School, and especially her class that she teaches.
Massive shout out to Fairfield High. Well done. Watch with pride, guys, because your teacher's currently doing you proud.
Absolutely. As Australia is through on goal once more, but unfortunately stopped and out for a Netherlands throw. Well, it looks like whatever was said by the Netherlands coaching staff at halftime, unfortunately, hasn't been able to shift the dial. Australia still looking to attack and add more and more goals, and you never know, goal difference could come into it at the end of the competition. So it is absolutely in Australia's interests to continue to score and continue to make sure of this, a remarkable performance, again, in the first ever competitive fixture that these girls have played under the ParaMatildas name. As it goes out to a goal kick to goal scorer, goalkeeper, Caitlin Smith.
It's got a nice ring to it there, Taryn, doesn't it?
Anyone who has ever been a goalkeeper understands how fantastic that must feel for Smith at the moment as we look to break once more. But is
and she's
safely
playing quite
in
high,
place.
isn't she, Nicole? She wants to get on the scoreboard, looking for the long ball over the top.
Absolutely.
It's not a bad tactic. It's not a bad tactic, that, because the Dutch goalkeeper looks a bit shell shocked here, which stands to reason as we make another change here. I can't quite see who's coming on, but it seems to be Georgia Bykoff moving into the back line.
Yep, so the substitution is Talia Blanchard, it looks like, is coming off. Was playing in defence and midfield as we look to have another opportunity there. And it was Charlize Tran, the player who has come on the field, the 15-year-old from Sydney, who looked to have that opportunity. Incredible. Di, what were you doing at 15? I mean, you're probably not the best person to ask to make this point, but isn't it just remarkable to have a 15-year-old out there representing us at a World Cup?
It's absolutely incredible to be so young and to have the opportunity to play for the ParaMatildas. It's amazing. And I'm really looking forward to seeing Tran play here because she is such a youngster and what a great athlete she is too. She does martial arts and she just loves football. She's been playing since she was a little girl.
Absolutely.
Spot on there, Di.
Has a black belt in Taekwondo, in fact, so incredibly multi-talented. Now, from the Netherlands' point of view, they've got to find a way to get it out here, but the ParaMatildas are pressing so high and just giving them absolutely no space. You saw another example of that then, with the fresh legs coming on the field of Christodoulou and Tran. It's going to be even more difficult now for the Dutch. So we see that long throw make it to the edge of the area. And another shot, and well saved. It looked like Christodoulou there trying some techers, trying to sort of do a bit of an overhead kick there, but unfortunately not coming off for her. So that Tran into space and out.
And our tactics are quite obvious. Our tactics are quite obvious, aren't they? I think Kelly's just told the girls, let's be direct, let's get up top, let's close them down, and that's exactly what our two substitutions are doing right now.
Goal scorer Caitlin Smith with another shot, and honestly, why not? She's scored from that distance so far today, so it was well worth a hit, but unfortunately this time well wide.
We started the match with a 3-1, so a three along the back line with a single striker, but now we seem to be playing a 2-2. So we've read the game very well coached as well, and those two strikers can now put all sorts of pressure on the Dutchies.
Absolutely, and as we've seen throughout the first half, those long throws are absolutely deadly. As we had another shot from range and wide that time. Those long throws, I believe it's Eloise Northam who's taking those throws, and they have made such a huge difference As you say, Di, we're playing very direct. We almost win the ball back there through Tran. We're playing very, very direct, and the ability to throw the ball in that far and also to have a number of really talented set piece takers is very helpful, as we see a Netherlands substitute here.
Certainly seems to have the full package here.
Absolutely. So that's number 2, Nora Verkle, coming off, and Chiara von Dock, number 6, coming on the field for the Netherlands. Little bit of a fumble there from Smith, but she does recover in time. Again, that's another example of the direct play that the Matildas are playing. Oh, and almost an own goal there, but well saved by the Netherlands keeper. Being hurried all the way by Christodoulou and out for a goal kick.
The two girls up front in Nicole and Charlize, they just need to stop thinking goals and start thinking passing, because the passing will lead to the goal, and they just seem to be a little bit goal hungry here, and maybe stepping away from the game plan a bit. So they just need to have a couple of older, stronger heads out there and just say, listen, let's just play our game, and we'll and the goals will come from that.
Absolutely, is the Netherlands break here, but what a save! Caitlin Smith, the brick wall in goals for the ParaMatildas, has pulled off an exceptional save. It looked like for all money there that the Netherlands were going to score their first goal of the game and the tournament. But Caitlin Smith said, not today, not right now, and pulled off an incredible stop there with her legs. The goal scorer, again, I will keep bringing that up. As we head into a drinks break halfway through this second half. Only 2 goals in that period, relatively quiet considering what we've seen so far. Di, have you seen anything that could be maybe tweaked a little bit for the Paratillies here, or do you think it's just all systems go for the last 10?
Yeah, well, just on what Chris was saying before, we are sort of getting quite goal hungry, and there's a big gap now in our midfield. So I'd like to see someone pull back a little bit and see if we can take a little bit more control around that midfield area and work it through again, and not just play so direct. Although it's been successful for us, the game's changed slightly now. So let's take a step back and let's get a bit of possession around that midfield.
Fantastic. Now, Chris, on some of the Pararoo's broadcasts, that is, of course, happening alongside the women's tournament, you spoke a little bit about fatigue and how that comes into play in sort of the last 15 minutes of a game. Obviously, the result now seems pretty well set in stone and out of reach for the Netherlands, but do you see that coming into play in terms of the tactics or the way that the ParaMatildas will see this out?
Yeah, I think the ParaMatildas have made some really timely and poignant changes, to be honest. So I think the bringing on of fresh legs has sort of taken that out of the game. And I mean, the only one that's still on there that started is Smith in the keeper and Northam, but Eloise just doesn't look like she's gonna give up the ghost here. I just think she's got a bit of an engine on her that just keeps ticking over, like the Energizer Bunny.
Absolutely, as we can hear some sort of chant going up on the broadcast now. Good to see some fans out watching this game. And you can see there something that I think Di spoke about is we're just lacking in midfield, although it doesn't look like it's going to matter. Oh, just high and wide. Unfortunately, that was the 15-year-old Charlize Tran with that shot. It was so close to scoring her first goal for the ParaMatildas as we shoot again and just wide once more. Again, I think the last sort of few minutes are emblematic of that, maybe becoming a little bit goal hungry and a little bit leaving that midfield exposed. Although when you're winning 9-0, I think we can give them somewhat of a pass for that. And that is a fantastic tackle again from Eloise Northam. When she's not throwing the ball in and creating opportunities that way, she's pulling off tackles like that, Chris.
She's just been a beast today. She's been everywhere. She's been absolutely everywhere. And Di, I think someone heard you, because it seems that Nicole has been pushed into that midfield role. So we're sort of playing with a 2-1-1, which is exactly what you said. So look at Kelly Sturton for the coaching role.
Yeah. And she is a playmaker too, so that position would suit her perfectly. Get the ball at her feet, and she's quite skillful and can take players on.
As well intercepted again. Northam just pushing them up the field as the ball goes out for a throw, and we will see a famous Eloise Northam throw-in, I think it's fair to say at this point in the game. Another throw into the box and a shot. But unfortunately, Christodoulou was unable to put the shot on target there. Oh, she wants a goal, Nicole Christodoulou. She really does. She is perhaps we can, if we're being very critical, we can say that she's being goal hungry, but it's very difficult to blame her in this situation. And you sense that the goal is coming. The halves are 25 minutes plus stoppage time, so the stoppage time can be quite long given the drinks breaks and so forth. However, it's the Netherlands with the ball now, but I believe that's Georgia Bykoff with the big tackle. Has gone a little bit more defensive since the substitutions were made, and that was almost a 10th for the ParaMatildas there.
If I was coaching staff here, I'd probably look to say to Eloise, throw 3 and then roll 1, because it'll put a real doubt in the minds of opponents when they can't, because the Dutchies have caught on to what she's doing. So I think I think to change that up a bit would be really potent.
We've won the ball back here, and that is a goal. What a lovely finish there. Low and drilled into the corner. Nicole Christodoulou gets her goal that she was hunting for ever since she's come onto the field. That is a wonderful moment.
It was outstanding defending by Bykoff there. She's just done a little intercept, laid it off for Nicole, and she's finished that perfectly. She'll be very happy with that finish.
Chris, can you talk us through what that will mean for her?
I just can't stop smiling. It's it will just. Oh,
I'm sorry, Chris. I'll have to stop you there, because that is another goal from about the halfway line. That is Georgia Bykoff, I believe her 6th goal this game, to make it 11-0. Now, that's one way to bypass perhaps having a slightly open midfield, is to just hit it from there.
Oh, why not? When you've got these sort of weapons, they've just got weapons everywhere, the ParaMatildas, and they've got real game changers. Bykoff's, long shots, Northam's throw, all the way back to the keeper taking free kicks, taking penalties. Like, it's This is really, really good for the tournament. It's really, really good. It's looking really good for the ParaMatildas.
Fantastic. And this is another opportunity now for the ParaMatildas. And that's another goal. Oh, no, it's not, in fact.
Oh.
It's not, in fact. It was a save. Apologies. We couldn't see on the stream. We heard the cheers. Chris and I, but unfortunately it was a save. The cheers were for the Netherlands goalkeeper, who must have pulled off an incredible save there, although we've got another opportunity here. And finally out for a goal kick.
I thought that was Charlize's goals. You know, one that the youngster will just absolutely cherish, and will mean a lot to her going forward in this tournament as well.
Absolutely. It's always good to see, it's good to see youngsters in the squad and playing and representing their country, but it's always good to see them, scoring and succeeding in that way as well. And we see Chris Dulu, hunting for that goal. Incredibly determined player, really, just looking to score more and more and more, no matter what the game situation. And that's something you always love to see in a player. Now, can the Netherlands get a consolation here? They've got just over 5 minutes to do so. Again, it's 25 minutes of regulation time, plus whatever stoppages the referee deems appropriate.
We're starting to see some of that fatigue play a role now. You start to see, whether it's by choice, Eloise and Georgia in the back line, just sort of taking it easy back there. You don't, in a match that you're winning by such a margin, as the Dutchies come forward.
That could have been the moment there for the Netherlands, but unfortunately, their striker Leanne Kuss just wasn't able to beat Eloise Northam, who has had an outstanding game. And yes, it might be a little bit by design. Northam and Bikoff both having been on the field from the start. They might just be taking a little bit easy back there, putting their feet up with a nice cushy 11-goal margin to be able to do so. As the ParaMatildas are making a sub now, so it looks like it is Northam coming off after what was an absolutely incredible performance from her. Goals, assists, defending, and on in her place is the number 8, the Canberran, Matilda Mason, the defensive rock of the team. I believe there is Holland chants that you can hear over your broadcast, so it's good to see the support, even if it isn't for our ParaMatildas.
They're going to need all that support for the remaining 5 minutes, I'd say.
Absolutely.
As the ParaMatildas look to push again. They want to get caught out here. They've got to be careful. You don't want to give the Netherlands too much room.
And it must be said, of course, this tournament is a huge unknown for every team at the tournament, as the ParaMatildas look to go again. It's been a long time since there's been able to be any competitive games, and especially for the women. It was really unknown for a lot of teams. There's another goal for the ParaMatildas. That is 12 now. I believe that was another goal to Chris Dulu. Chris, Now, last time you were waxing lyrical about Nicole Christodoulou, we were unfortunately cut off by another goal, but I would like to give you another run-in, another chance. Tell us what that goal means for her.
Listen, for her in terms of the tournament, it means that she's now settled in. She's got two under her belt, and for her coming back, her history of having a very severe stroke and coming back and going through that all that rehab to now be here on the world stage is it meant a lot. It meant a lot to her and to her family and everyone back home in Australia and to Fairfield High. Yeah.
Absolutely. Another shout out to Fairfield High, as there's another shot there, but well saved this time by the Netherlands goalkeeper. And they do have a break on here. Can she get the shot off? Very, very well marshalled there by Kickoff. Although it does look like we may have an injury problem here. Let's hope that everyone's okay. And yes, everyone is on their feet and ready to go. It is always difficult being a goalkeeper. You're always the one putting your body on the line. A wise person once told me that you should only be a goalkeeper if you lack an instinct of self-preservation. And unfortunately for Caitlin Smith, she understood that there. Is there chance for one more goal for the ParaMatildas? Ball into the box. Oh, almost at the back post there, but unfortunately just unable to reach it. It's Christodoulou with the throw. And that's full time in the first ever game from under the ParaMatildas banner at the Women's CP Football World Cup. Australia come out 12-0 winners over the Netherlands. What an incredible performance. Di, did you see that one coming at all?
I didn't know what to expect. I knew the girls would play with their heart and their soul, and that's what we saw today. But I did not expect to see 12 goals. So happy for the girls and for their first ever game. What a result.
It's unbelievable. Chris, talk us through what this must feel like. You know, winning, playing for your country, winning by such a margin in your first ever game when there were so many unknowns. What must they be feeling?
A bit of relief, to be honest, because of the unknown and because the Netherlands have got a very good footballing pedigree. You know, they've got that. They're a world force in the game. So I think just to get that one out of the way and to really dominate there, I think it'll not only give the girls confidence going forward in the tournament, but it'll also it'll build that belief that hey, we're in with a shout here, and we're in with a real shout to maybe take out. I mean, we're definitely looking at top three, but maybe even taking out the tournament. Stranger things have happened that an Australian football team has taken out the world's biggest stage. So let's hope it comes to that, because based on that performance, it could be anything for these girls. Well done, great work, ParaMatildas.
Absolutely. Now, before the tournament, they had 2 goals from coach Kelly Sturton. One was to win the tournament, but the second was that they wanted to be the highest ranked Australian national team. Di, after that performance, can you see them pipping the Matildas perhaps and being ranked higher than them at the end of this tournament?
It was a fantastic first performance. I won't get too excited about the possibilities. They've got Spain next, so another strong country with massive pedigree. But anything is possible. The way they played, the versatility of our players. Kickoff scoring goals, and then she was a defender in the second half. Anything is possible. Our substitutes came on with such venom, and I'm just really excited to see our next game and where we can take this.
Absolutely. It will be a test as the tournament goes on, but I think, Di, what you said then, anything is possible. And I think that this 12-0 has proven that. We saw, I think, a half dozen goals there from Georgia Bykoff, the first one on your screen for your viewing right now. And goals from all over the field. Nicole Christodoulou got a goal. Eloise Northam scored. Lainey Harrison, after what was a really incredible first half, before being substituted off. Chris, who did you see as your standout players for the game, and how can they build on this to continue in this vein of form in the tournament?
I mean, you'd be hard pressed going past Bykoff. It was a very, very dominant performance. But as we see that goal from Northern, it's touch and go. Those two have a really good they seem to be really in sync with each other on the field. So if that long may that partnership continue, because it's currently bearing fruits, and I think it's going to continue to do that throughout the tournament if this is the way it's going to go forward. But I said it before, there's too many weapons, there's too many game-changing weapons that I saw being potentially used in that match by the ParaMatildas. So it's just, I get goosebumps when I think of what could be.
Absolutely. We saw goals, we saw headed goals, we saw left foot, right foot, in the penalty area, outside of the penalty area, free kicks, assists from throw-ins. There was so many opportunities to score in so many different ways to score. Georgia Bykoff, absolutely a standout from Newcastle in New South Wales. So big shout out to Newcastle. She did describe herself as having a cracker of a left foot. And I think that absolutely showed on the field today. As it's five-a-side, it is versatile. Sorry, Chris?
Can you talk me through what's going on there with the girls' celebration? Do you have any idea what went on?
Do I'm sure that this was choreographed. Look, they've spent a lot of time together in training camps. It's a long flight over to Spain. So I'm sure that there was a lot of time to come up with a dance. Look, if it's something from TikTok, I should understand, but unfortunately, Chris, I cannot tell you. I am so sorry.
TikTok was something that happened on Play School, wasn't it? So I'm all out when it comes to that sort of modern technology. But I think that it seemed to be pre-rehearsed, if you will. But yeah, well deserved, and well deserved for that happiness as well. It was a bit on again and off again there for the ParaMatildas, and aren't we glad it was on?
Absolutely. And that speaks to the togetherness of the squad, which is something that all of the players and the coaching staff have talked about. Just having your best mates on a team, and it's one of the best things in the world. And I think probably the best thing is playing with your best mates, having your best mates on a team, and winning in a World Cup game 12-0. I mean, you can't get too much better than that. Now, Di, you're back with us now. You're familiar with World Cups. What does it feel like to to win and to have those performances? Can you describe that to us?
It is very hard to describe. There's so many emotions when you're about to start in a tournament. You have the expectations of what you want to achieve. And, then you go into a tournament and these girls aren't going to know their opposition, which is really a tough position to be in. And then having that first game and being so successful, they're, I think they really need to enjoy that success over the next day or two and then just refocus, look to their next opposition against Spain, and, look to see what they've done really well and where they can improve on. And, just go with confidence now. I think they'll have a lot of that. And going back to this goal scoring celebration, I'm going to find out for you guys. So leave it with me and I'll let you know for next game.
Well, if you're watching this stream and you want to know more about the goal scoring celebration, you will have to tune in to the next ParaMatildas game against Spain on Friday afternoon, Australian Eastern Time. And you can find out about the goal scoring celebration and also hopefully see the ParaMatildas win another game and get another 3 points. Chris, any final thoughts?
Well, if that's anything to go by, we got 3 points coming because, but as Di was saying earlier, Spain do have that pedigree, do have that fighting spirit, are at home as well. Let's not forget that, and what that may bring, and what that does bring to a team. I mean, Di, you know as well as anyone else that this is that a home crowd really, it lifts you up to that next level. So we're looking good, but let's take each game and take every game on its merits because there's going to be yes we have weapons, yes we have game changers, but we don't quite know what they have yet. So and as you said, Di, that's a bit of a tricky one. So it's anyone's game as they say.
Absolutely. Di, do you have any final thoughts?
I just want to see everyone get behind the girls for the next game against Spain on Friday. I hope everyone can tune in and cheer for our girls.
So the game on Friday, unfortunately, is the game against, or not unfortunately, but it's the game against Japan at 5:45 p.m. Eastern Time. We will play Spain. I believe that's the Saturday game. So stay tuned. Japan, Spain, many other teams. You can catch them all here on the My Football YouTube channel. And if you hadn't heard of the ParaMatildas before tonight, well, you have now 12-0 victors over the Netherlands. We will leave you there. My name has been Taryn Heddo. It has been an absolute pleasure to take you through this historic night and hope to see you soon.